Hey guys, welcome to the Random Watch Dude channel. So if you're watching this video now, you'll be pleased to know it's because I managed to get over to that island over there, across that channel, very busy channel this morning with all the small boats coming out of the marina and heading out for a fish, and I managed to get across there earlier, and I was actually going to make my video over there. There's a nice little bay just round the far side of that island. I was going to make my video around there, which was a review, a very quick review of the Tudor Pelagos FXD Marine Nationale, but it was very busy, guys. There's a lot of people out on the water today. There were a lot of yachts and a lot of small motorboats moored up around there, so I just decided I'd go somewhere a bit quieter. So I've got myself up on the beach here. This is on the mainland. This is a place called Music Point. So that sandstone cliff you can see there is basically the far extremity of a small peninsula coming out, and I'll just pan around here. The tide's out but just starting to come in, so as you can see there's a few guys fishing over there. In fact, pretty much on every little precipice here, whilst the tide is out, there's somebody fishing. So all the way down there you can see somebody fishing, and I'm actually, just to give you an idea of where I am, I live, let me just see how far I can zoom in. You see those sandstone cliffs there right in the center of the screen? I live, or I came in just the other side of those cliffs. There's a bay just around the other side of those cliffs. It's called Kayak Beach, which is very close to Cockle Bay, which is where I live. And so it's about 6 Ks. Sorry, no, it's about 7 Ks actually. I looked on Google Maps the other night. It's about 7 Ks from there right the way round to here where I am now. And as you can see, here's my little kayak here, which has served me well over the last few years. So guys, I'm going to do a quick review now on the Tudor Pelagos FXD Marine Nationale. I'm just panning back out. There we go. And now I can't obviously do it in this heat, so I've actually just parked myself up in a nice little shady spot over here. So I'm just going to walk across the sand. Very bright, very hot sand today. Luckily I've got my Crocs on. Just hanging my life jacket out there to dry, as you can see, so it's nice and dry when I put it back on. I've had my lunch, so I've just been sitting in this little wooded area here. I've had my lunch, had my rolls and my muesli bar, you know, to give me the energy to get back, and I just go and sit myself down here, and as you can see, there it is. There is my Tudor Pelagos FXD Marine Nationale. Now, I mentioned this on a video earlier which I made just as I was actually starting to make my way across the channel to the island. This, guys, I think I refer to this watch as magic, and yeah, look, exaggeration of course, you know, we all like to use superlatives, don't we, to describe a watch that we really like, but I will say, guys, this is a watch that I aspired to as soon as it was released. This is a watch that I really craved for. There are certain things that I love about this watch. I love the colorway, I love the size, I love the fact that it's titanium. Of course I love the fact that it's got those fixed lugs, hence the word or the name FXD. It's just short for fixed. It's got those fixed lugs, and as you can see here, I've just put it on an orange NATO. 22 mil, it's a 22 mil lug width. I've just put it on a nice orange seatbelt NATO. I like orange, as you can see. You know, I've got my orange kayak over there, and orange is actually my favourite colour, particularly in summer. I love orange. It's green in winter. I like dark khaki green in winter, and in summer I love a bit of orange. So this is definitely my summer watch, and I think it looks really nice on the orange strap. That lovely dark deep blue colour of the bezel and dial on this nice bright orange strap. I think it contrasts really nicely. Now, if you can see during the course of this, you can see some little stains there on the glass. That's actually just dried seawater, and so that's actually just salt stains. Now, of course, I'm not going to try and rub that off. I'm usually quite picky about the cleanliness of my watches, but on this occasion I'm going to leave that staining there, because if I start to try and rub that salt off, there's a very strong likelihood that I'm going to start to put little micro scratches, not necessarily into the sapphire glass, but certainly on the case sides here. I need to be very careful. I never rub the watch So what I'll do is when I get back home, I'll just give this a really good rinse under nice warm water, probably in the shower, and rinse all that nasty salt off. Salt is the worst enemy of most metals, and I'm sure you guys already obviously understand that. But even not just salt water, but dried salt, it's a horrible corrosive stuff, and you really want to be careful because it's also very abrasive, of course. So guys, like I say, very quick review. What I like about this watch, God crikey, what do I like about this watch? I like everything about this watch. I like the colour. I like the lovely big juicy hands. I think these enormous snowflake's hour hand, I think that's really something special. I like that. It's packed with loom. The minute hand is, you can see how long the minute hand here is. It goes right down to the back of the indices there, as does the seconds hand. So legibility on this thing, because there's no patina, of course, on the loom. This is all lovely, brilliant white. So it contrasts so nicely. It's so easy to see. It's so easy to read. Of course, it's a no date, which gives the watch, just that totally utilitarian simplicity, I guess you could call, that you get with a no date watch. It is my only no date watch, actually, as I record this video, and it'll probably stay that way for a while. I'm really enjoying it. It's not particularly practical. It's not the kind of watch that I'd very likely wear, in an office environment or a formal environment. It's kind of so sporty and informal. I'm not quite sure that you'd kind of pull that off and make that work. But guys, it's in terms of a sporty, functional watch, this is really good. What I also like about it, by the way, is the accuracy. It's a METAS certified movement. It's running, this particular one's running at about +1 second per day. I'm very happy about that. I don't like it when watches run at a minus, even if it's just -1 second a day. It kind of, I don't know, doesn't do any good for my OCD. But yeah, running slightly fast is really just the sweet spot for me. So very happy with the quality of the watch. By the way, it's a super finish that it's got. It's mainly brushed, of course, because it's a titanium watch. It's mainly brushed all over. There's a tiny little kind of bit of, I don't know what you'd call that really. It's not mirror finishing, but bright finish on the corners there on the chamfer. That's a really nice touch. You kind of only really pick that up in light like this. Every now and then that nice little chamfer there catches your eye. But other than that, it's a matte dial, it's a matte bezel. One thing I didn't show you in the last review I did of this watch actually was the bezel, and I'm trying to do this one-handed, I'm sorry, because I haven't got a tripod. Didn't bring a tripod with me, guys. I mean, what's that about? But yeah, here we go. This is the unidirectional bezel. It goes both ways. It's got it's 120 clicks, by the way, so it goes both ways. It's nice and easy. It's not too easy. It's got a nice amount of tension to it. Kind of feels, I'm going to use the word gritty, but and gritty when it comes to watches is typically not really a good thing to say, is it? But I think the bezel feels gritty when you twist it. It's got a nice kind of reassuring texture in a way. If it was too smooth, you'd be worried, in some respects that it would kind of shift too easily. But it doesn't. It's got a nice tension to it. It's got a nice grippy coin edge bezel, a nice gritty kind of click to it as well. And I'm very pleased with that. So guys, this watch, if you hadn't gleaned that already, I'm quite enamored with this watch. If I were to talk about negatives and cons to this watch, other than the fact that it's not necessarily a watch that you can wear in all situations, it's not necessarily a go anywhere, do anything, because you couldn't really take it into particularly formal situations. The only negative I can really come up with, and it's kind of nitpicking really, is that the loom on the minute hand does tend to sort of disappear. It evaporates a little bit quicker than it does on the indices and on the hour hand. Now I know there was a little bit of a nitpick with the Tudor Pelagos 39 in a similar vein, in that the loom on the hands tends to fade quite quickly. The loom on this FXD is actually quite uniform. And really what I'm saying is, after about, let's say, half an hour or so, the loom on the minute hand is definitely quite considerably dimmer than it is on the indices and the hour hand. So, if that's if that's a negative, I'm not sure that it is, guys, because, you know, realistically, you know, unless you're using the watch to sort of tell the time at night, in the middle of the night, then you're not going to have an issue. But that's probably the only nitpick I've got, guys, to be honest with you. It's a strap monster, as you'd expect. You know, this thing absolutely swallows up any strap. It's designed, its DNA is all about the strap. There's no bracelet for this, there probably never will be. Although I'm sure somebody, maybe with an engineering mindset, would be able to figure out how to attach a bracelet to these fixed lugs. If that were possible, my only concern, of course, would be that you'll end up scratching those lugs quite badly if you try to put a bracelet on it. But other than that, guys, look, I think this watch is superb. I really like the fact that it's different. I like the fact that it's no date. You know, it's a very, very uncomplicated watch. It just does what it says on the tin. I think that's probably the best way to put it. You know, it does exactly what you want it to, which is, you know, it's a very, very legible, simple, non-formal, utilitarian watch, I guess. You know, very, very happy with it. So I'm going to be putting this back on my wrist shortly and heading back home. I've got another 2-hour paddle ahead of me. So guys, if you've got any questions actually about this watch, and you know, you've got anything that I've missed and you wanted me to maybe talk about or answer in another video, please let me know. Other than that, thanks for watching the video, guys. Very, very quick review. Thanks for joining me on this lovely day here in Auckland. I'm going to jump back in the orange kayak now and head home. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.